Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dre's YouTube channel. Today we will be continuing our breakdown of the ES mini future stock, where we have already identified our primary and secondary trend, and we will now be identifying support and resistance lines that we should be aware of when trading this stock. I personally feel that support and resistance is also very important for long-time investors as well. If you know what range a stock is in, if it is, closer to say a support level or a resistance level, that will sometimes give you, great information as to letting you know when to buy a stock, if you should hold out a little longer before purchasing it, or if you should go ahead and begin accumulating a position. So with that being said, right here we have our primary trend on the, we are charting using the TradingView application, and the stock that we are charting is the ES1 S&P 500 E-mini future stock. Right here we are on the 1-day chart, and so far the only thing that's on our chart is I have circled this lower low, and then I circled another lower low and another lower low, and we drew a trend line connecting those lower lows, which made our primary trend line. And then we identified that right here, once we sold off from December of 21, this became our secondary trend, where we were selling off all the way until October of 2022, where we then traded sideways for a little bit before taking back off. And as of this past Friday, we finally broke out on the S&P 500, making new all-time highs. We are currently at the very beginning stages of the breakout, and in the upcoming week we will be learning if this is a false breakout or a legitimate breakout. So besides all of that, while we are here today, I wanted to show you all how to identify the support and resistance. So to identify support resistance lines, we are looking across horizontally. So starting from just this trend line going up, we want to find some highs. We want to find some highs that are lining up. So let me get my marker right here. We have a high right here, and we come across. All right, we're looking for highs and lows, highs and lows. We got a high right here, this high, little off, another high right there. Oh, we got some lows that lines up with that high. And then if we look, come straight over, we see that we had caught the support right here. So right here, we can identify this as a support / resistance line. And what I will do is draw a horizontal line right here. And now something I do want to point out is that depending on the time frame you're on, you could find support and resistance lines on any time frame. However, if you go to a smaller time frame, you'll find yourself identifying so many support and resistance lines that your chart would just look like a clutter. It will be lines everywhere. So whenever I identify my support and resistance lines, ultimately I just want to identify the major support and resistance lines. So the ones that throughout a pretty decent length of period has shown to hold up, and it's not only has shown to hold up, but also has shown that we have more than one touch on that support and resistance lines. It is important to see how many times we've actually bounced off of a said support or resistance, because we want to know that the strike price, the stock, actually supports that, or actually respects that support or resistance line. We don't want to find ourselves drawing up lines that ideally they serve no purpose. If the strike price is just going to cut through it like butter every time, reevaluate the support and resistance lines that you have created, because they may have been a very minor support or minor resistance. So keep that in mind. If you're enjoying this video and find this useful, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Thank you. With that being said, the bigger the time frame, typically the stronger the support and resistance line. So going to a 1 month time frame and zooming out, you see that the line that we just created, because we had linked it up with the bounce that it just got, you see that this is a strong support line that has came into play. It served as a resistance point back in 2020, and ever since we climbed it, it is now serving as support. And then back to our marker, we see that we have a top right here, and this top that which we're actually taking it out right now, but this right here is a resistance line that should be serving as a support line whenever we come back to it. So we'll draw a line right here. So we have a resistance, overhead resistance. This is our ceiling. This is whenever we approach this, we expect to either get knocked back down or to consolidate. Say in this case, the first time we touched it, we got knocked down, found support. We rolled back up, came close to it. Before we approached it, we came back down off our primary trend line. We found support again. We consolidated a little bit, which in turn will be creating support for us right here whenever we come back to retest this zone. And then we took out the all-time highs and it's off to the races. So right here where we found support, if you look across, you see that we had some resistance right here, resistance right here. It was resistance all the way across here. So once we had climbed up right here, we got knocked down off that support. We came down, found some support right here. This was support, and then we got knocked under it, and that became our resistance. Resistance. Hit this support. Resistance. Resistance. Finally climbed it. Back test. Next resistance. So right here, I think it's fair to say that this also serves a vital spot for a support and resistance line. So what I typically do whenever I do my charts is I will make the top resistance that we have yet to take out, or in this case we're just now taking out, but this would be my green. This is my go. Once we get there, everything's a go. This middle line, this is my white line, and this bottom line, this will be my red line, because when we break through that support, we are, yep, that was our highs of 2020. So I think it'll be safe to say that we're in a bear market whenever we break through this red support line. I hope you all enjoyed this video. We wanted to keep it short, simple, straight to the point. We covered support and resistance lines, and we also identified the primary trend on the ES mini futures. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments, and I will do my best to get back with you. Also, if you don't mind, would you please try to help me reach 25 likes on this video? I'll be happy for 25. So please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Remember, I am just here to share my ingredients. It is up to you to create the recipe for your journey to financial freedom. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.